Good evening, United Rogue Overwatch enjoyers. We are back here a second day now for some Ruby action here with the Chicago Syndicate versus the Vancouver Wild here in your Week 6 Ruby League United Rogue Overwatch matchup. I am joined today by Dragon Master. Dragon, what do you think we got going on?
Hello. So judging by these two teams, I remember Vancouver, I think, is like second in the league right now. So I'm expecting them to win, but also Chicago has like put up some incredible feats against some of these teams. Um, I think they're actually pretty evenly matched.
Absolutely. I mean, we know very well the every one of these players is a familiar face at this point. We won't have our dear Andrew here in the production booth or in chat with us. Unfortunately, he will be competing in this here match. So production has a hand in this. Production, of course, never biased. We're never biased. Never
Right, right,
ever.
right.
Um, but talk to me about these star players. Each of these teams have a couple of players that just really, you know, bring that extra added potential to each team. What are you looking for out of these star players?
Well, I know Adbon is like up there. I think every time he plays JQ or honestly any tank, he runs the game. Um, but he also is a really good DPS player. And then Blue Jay is a really good DPS player also. Uh, they're I'm expecting to see one of these players to get like the first or second pick in the game, and win it in their team's favor.
Absolutely. Um, I wholeheartedly agree there. You know, Adbon not only bringing in a fantastic amount of skill ability, but in addition to that, in my opinion, having played with him on a team before, being one of the best in-game leaders, shot callers, whatever you want to call it, that we actually have in United Rogue Overwatch as a whole. And it seems that the team bans are going for Elios. How do you think? Which team here do you think is favored in this matchup?
Um, I'm not sure, but I know that both teams don't really like Hog. I don't think I've ever seen either of these teams play Hog, really.
We've
But
seen a Hog out of Ghostface before. It has happened. Not one of his go-tos per se. More of a Junker Queen enjoyer. Um,
I
but
imagine we'll see a Junker Queen Ditto because we saw that before. I remember seeing that.
Absolutely. And for those of you who watch CGL, have seen it there to great effect. Um, by the way, making sure, well, I know we're not supposed to advertise other leagues on stream and all that, but do make sure to check them out this weekend. We do have some United Rogue Overwatch members heading to the grand finals over in CGL. Congratulations to them as we head into this match um, for
On
some
the
Week 6
Lighthouse.
action. Absolutely. One of my favorite series of maps here, Elios. So much environmental kill potential. So many rooftops to jump over. It's a Doomfist player's dream here.
I know Adbon has played Doomfist here before. Oh wait, is Identity actually playing? It looks like he's playing the new character.
Identity's on the tank, and Adbon will be on the Soj, it seems like.
And for newcomers and old players alike, the rules have changed this season, and so new characters are allowed during the mid season. Uh,
Absolutely. I think this is so we saw Hazard on stream already in Emerald. So it's not the UR Overwatch debut, but it is, I believe, the Ruby League debut
yeah,
here
it is.
for
I don't think we've
Hazard.
seen a game before with him in it.
And
But we'll
as I
see what he does.
mentioned, Ghostface on the JQ, a safe pick, tried, tested, and true. Um, but gonna run up against an interesting comp here. Adbon switching from the Soj to the Pharah here. Smooth on Tracer, a classic pick for him. Andrew on the Lucio, and Icy on the Kiri.
The
Um,
classic.
Absolutely, and a great pick there from Smooth out onto Flatter Weevil.
There we go. And
who
Adbon gets Ghostface, and that's their tank Dawn. And now it's the back up.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, big thing here, I forgot to mention right off the bat, Chicago is going to actually be having a sub for this match tonight. Flatter Weevil subbing in here for this team. Thank you very much to Flatter Weevil, filling in that 5th spot there on the DPS, playing that Soj. And holding up here on the high ground, Vancouver looking to kind of stave off this Chicago push, and Chicago doesn't seem entirely sure where they're pushing. A bit of a split push here, but a great pick onto Smooth from Blue Jay, and Adbon falls off the map.
They're kind of doing a good job of like the Hazard's just like blocking off their tank, kind of like a Mei. He's like a big Mei.
He's a big Mei. Yeah. Mark those words. That's a great analysis. Fantastic pick there onto Flatter Weevil from Adbon with a barrage. Soupcan takes out Adbon though for his troubles. Adbon though, as he always says, got his one.
Yeah.
Classic Adbon voice line.
Queen is alone there.
And Chicago right now, I mean, these split pushes are working, you know, for picks off of a pure ability here, you know, every once in a while. But I'm seeing a lack of cohesion. It could be from, you know, for the fact that they don't have their full 5 tonight. But you know, what do you think we're seeing here? Usually they're pretty well put together team.
Well, I imagine that they're not really used to this new tank yet either. Like, I mean, most people haven't played against him a lot, and when they have, they don't like play against good hazards. So I don't know, you know, if everybody knows how to play against us here, what to do against him, and like what to expect, you know.
As you say that, you're speaking into existence. A 3K from Identity on the hazard.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing too is you can't like walk away from it, right? You can't go around a wall or anything. You have to just take it. You have to either get out of the LOS or you get hit. Blue Jay getting one
there from Blue Jay. Getting that little equalizer there for him. It manages to secure them the point.
Yeah.
Vancouver close.
Kind of poking at people. He gets one. He gets Blue Jay.
Certainly does. That's a big pick.
That is
one of the top players here in Chicago, as Identity tries to get it on the hazard.
And there goes Soupcan. He booped them both off.
What a fantastic pick onto both supports from Identity. You know, and another onto Flatter Weevil for the 3. And they're going to clean that up. And so far, it looks like the Vancouver show. You know, we'll see if they manage to secure this point, but so far it just looks like a bit of a trickle here on the side of Chicago back in.
The touch though. They retouched, they contested.
They have for now, but
most supports are on. Can is low. He falls.
So don't get anyone.
The tank is back though. Oh, Ghostface. Wait, Ghostface. Wait, okay, wait, he's back.
Oh,
he walled him off. I think they're really struggling against this hazard, man. They don't really know what to do because he's taking space and just holding it.
I mean, Hazard, a tank that, you know, it's always a great question when you first implement a new character into a game. You know, is it smart to put them into the competitive scene? And typically the answer is no. But since Hazard is, you know, already in competitive, United Rogue Overwatch made the league operations made the executive decision to allow the tank in, and I'm gonna be honest, Identity is putting him to work.
But honestly, I don't know, because they're also playing a lot, like, very split on Chicago, so I'm not really sure if that's, like, just Identity and, you know, the tank, or if that's just the team, you know?
very, I mean, we're not entirely sure how to analyze this quite just yet, but we'll do our best.
Yeah. But, I mean, Identity's doing a really good job of sectioning people off with that wall, and then their team is making use of it.
Absolutely. And Blue Jay getting that early kick out onto Icy. Very nice. Very, very nice. And, I mean, you're looking to answer here if you're Vancouver. But it looks like they're going to retreat here, hopefully not get picked any further. And Chicago takes point. Great for them. They definitely need it. great pick and the trade there from Blue Jay and Smooth, taking out Andrew, and Blue Jay getting taken out by Smooth there on the Soj.
Well, it looks like Chicago has control of point for now.
They sure do. But, you know, Identity's creeping in. They've got 5 back, and Adbon with a great pick out on a Dat Soup can on
That's
the
a
Lucio.
big pick. They don't have speed anymore. And Blue Jay falls to Icy, getting revenge.
And they're gonna just take it. I mean, the Hazard is frankly just, I mean, he's really oppressive.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he's like a tankier Doomfist.
He is, but you know, that tank ability to section off an entire portion of the map as 3 great picks come out of Vancouver, 2 from Adbon, 1 from Icy, and a 3rd from Adbon onto Recon. Is just so powerful. You know, it's one thing working with your May walls your tank off. It's a whole nother deal when your tank's the one doing the walling.
I'm interested to see what happens when you have a May and a Hazard. I haven't seen that yet in like you know, coordinated play. Like I think that would be really oppressive. And Doomfist touching, going behind. He's trying to get Andrew.
The way it looks like right now is we're trying to pick out everybody else and just leave the Hazard alone. As a great Deadeye from Adbon out onto Flatter Weevil, finds a second onto Blue Jay, and they're just running through this Chicago team right now.
Yeah.
As a pick goes out onto Ghostface from Andrew, and it's just cleanup time onto Recon. Yeah, I mean, it's just rough, you know.
Yeah.
You're not quite sure what to do.
I'm not. Yeah, and it's definitely hard now that like he got buffed too. So it's like what do you do against him? You know. Oh, and there's a big ult. They get three.
2. Oh my goodness.
3.
There you go. And yeah, 3rd. Bougie managing to take out Adbon for his troubles, but this point is slowly ticking down in Vancouver's favor.
What I have found against him that works very well is Maga, because you kind of just ignore him. He doesn't. It doesn't really matter what he does if you just shoot at him. But I don't know if they're gonna run that.
Very possible. I mean, I know for a fact
there's
that
a beat.
Ghostface isn't a particularly big fan of the Maga, but I mean, at this point, you know, they're stuck in the center point. Vancouver surrounding him. On a great pick on Icy, trades coming out, and I think this might go in favor of Chicago. Will they be able to clean up here? I think they do.
Adbon's super low though. Adbon falls, Identity's low, they get him, and they recap.
Great stuff. There's that point flip. Chicago needed that. They cannot lose a single team fight here on Helios for the rest of this match.
I mean, I don't know, man. They're kind of down on the ult economy here. Only Blue Jay has it. Oh, an Identity swaps to Maga, so there's no longer a Hazard in play.
As if that weren't enough. Identity said, you know, it's time to stop having fun. Is it gonna pay off in their favor?
This is my point.
Yep. And here we go. I mean, it is
and Sombra
great pick out. But Ghostface trading onto Adbon on the Sombra. Great pick there. And Blue Jay taking out Smooth.
Nice. Identity does take out Recon, but that soup can take out Icy. And it's just...
And Chicago are going to hold this. This looks like it's going to be a final team fight. Is it possible when these kinds of life... Oh, an overextend brutally. Oh, they find the pick. Blue Jay takes out Adbon, though. Adbon just going down here repeatedly. And Vancouver is going to take point, but are they going to get a recontest here from Chicago? And with Flatter Weevil going down, they'll be doing it, but down 1, 4 on point, and this is going to be our final team fight here.
He doesn't get anybody with the punch. He doesn't get... That's a
Great
big
B-drop. Do they manage to make it out?
Icy's super low if they can get him.
Identity's just not going down. But everybody else is. Great pick onto Icy there.
Oh, Identity falls.
Identity finally going down. Does Chicago take it?
This ends now.
And
ult from
they're really
Smooth
low.
to contest.
Smooth gets it.
Might be preemptive.
No. I think they have it. I mean, they have to touch.
They absolutely do. I don't think there is any way that Vancouver manages to make it back to this point.
No, I don't think so. Unless maybe Andrew
And
touches.
that's absolutely right. We are 1-1.
They took it back all the way from 30. Good job.
They certainly did. As I said, it's always believe, never give up there.
Always believe.
Gotta
and I
believe in
definitely
the heart of
think
the
that,
cards.
I don't know. Swapping to Maga definitely seemed like worse for them than the Hazard.
I'm that's I was thinking the same thing, that if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just because you got the point flipped once doesn't mean you should give up now. Is Identity going to remain on this Mauga? And if he does, I'm going to be honest, there's no reason not to run a hog. If there is any map ever, the traditional hog map, we're not going to see a single one.
Okay. I guess they're just like, no hog today.
Very interesting choice to not run a hog when you know that the other team's been running a Mauga.
I don't know. The other thing too is about Maga is it's kind of even, because it depends on when you catch the Maga. The Maga has his lifesteal ability, and you're against him as the hog. You kind of just get eaten, and then he just takes all your health away.
First team fight here going in favor of Vancouver. Very decisive victory for them here. A little bit of an overextend there on Chicago's part in the back line. Allows Vancouver to capitalize and take that point. And they're going to look for that retake. No comp switches going on as of the moment, as they attempt to crack this Vancouver defense. Opting to dive the high ground. Not a bad idea. Almost takes out Andrew. Doesn't quite get him there on the part of Dat Soup Can. And Blue Jay is going to start making his way towards that back line. Great punch in. Doesn't manage to get anyone. Oh man, the counter dive there just manages to take two out. And
honestly, I think that Doomfist nerf actually hurt him, because I think that would have hit before the seismic slam.
Possibly. I don't think it's the seismic slam that ruined that for him. Flatter Weevil goes down. And we're at 60% here in favor of Vancouver. I mean, they're just not letting Chicago have any space here. They're holding inside here. No environmental kills. Ghostface with the attempt earlier on to Identity. It's just not happening. As they look to punch into the back line again, secure the pick onto Icy. Great pick there coming out from Ghostface.
Ghostface gets Nano, though he's in. They get another.
And there's two more.
Both
Andrew and Avalon going down.
Ghostface does fall.
Getting picked, but that's going to be a fight win for them, and they get point.
But Blue Jay did use Pulse on Maga, but Maga didn't fall.
Absolutely, but it did force them back, and that is what they need. They do need that space. A quick recontest there coming out, and a great ante coming out, forcing the beat drop from both teams. And we have Cage. There we go. Cage
Maga battle.
Maga battle in the cage. I don't necessarily think either team wants to peek this corner all too much.
No.
And multiple going down both sides, but it looks like Vancouver ends it out on top. Yep.
Fall. They trade, but Vancouver does win that out, and they're at 80 and counting. They have one more touch here.
They certainly do, as Vancouver ticks down the time here on point into the 90s.
Oh, that
Smooth goes down.
Let's go, Soup.
Unfortunate pick there for them.
And they have to back up. They pop Rush.
And Chicago takes. Great pick on Icy there to follow up. The Meteor Strike coming out.
That might have been a waste of a Rush. They kind of used it. I think they tried to stay, and then they ended up backing up, so...
I mean, this is exactly what they need, though. They need to put Vancouver back off of point and really get that space, which they do with the pick onto Smooth. Blue Jay, unfortunately, going down to Adbon.
But he does get
And
screwed. I mean, that's a
Vancouver
big
pushing the point with 4. They are evenly matched at the moment. Are they going to be able to take this? Ghostface, oh no!
No!
Oh no, Ghostface just walks off the
That's
map!
unfortunate.
Oh, that is so
They-
unfortunate.
They have to touch here in a second here. Wait, they nano
They
the Echo.
definitely do, but they only have 2. Oh,
They
sorry,
nano the
3
Echo.
here.
He
They're going to
copies.
just desperately try to contest.
Copy the Maga. Maga fall copy.
And picks
Echo's
coming
super
out
low.
here.
Echo's falls. But Ghostface is back though, so they have the tank back.
They do have Ghostface back. It's a real question whether they're going to be able to secure any of these picks. Smooth taking out Blue Jay. Identity takes out Suitcan.
Ghostface falls.
And that's going to
Vancouver
be a take
wins
for
map
Vancouver.
1.
Yep.
That was really close there, honestly.
It certainly was. A great map, honestly, from both teams. Very back and forth here. Vancouver edging them out when it mattered. But, you know, we've seen some pretty... things that I think are pretty much going to define this series, which is, you know, Identity being very strong on this Hazard. You know, you can definitely see knowledge of when to use the abilities, good spacing. Honestly, I think if he committed to it, they probably would have taken that point.
Yeah, the second one.
Absolutely.
I don't know why they swapped there, but you know, it's
Not
whatever.
sure.
They won anyway, so. But I'm wondering if we're gonna see like Adbon swap to tank at one point. They also have Andrew as a really good tank, so.
They've got several good tanks to choose from. Realistically speaking, I think it'll only be Identity and Adbon on tank, though. Andrew is always a possibility. Definitely a fantastic tank and proven it in multiple seasons past. If you're Chicago, what do you think is the play? Do you keep running what you're running? Do you switch things up a little bit?
I think it was pretty good, but honestly, if they're gonna keep running the Maga, I wouldn't keep running the Doomfist. Just because like he's just gonna shoot at you and like push you out. And every time he tried to dive the back line, he got it like once or twice, you know, each round. But then he would he would get instantly deleted afterwards. So I don't know if the Doomfist is the best play. But we'll see. I mean, it was working for them when they did get the picks.
I mean, I personally have never been a fan of Malka as a Doomfist player. Then again, I've never been a fan of Malka in general. I just don't like Malka.
I don't think anybody likes Maga, but you know, except for the Maga connoisseurs, and it looks like they're going to Nimbani.
Great choice here. I mean, honestly, a map that both teams could make headway on. You know, I think both of these teams have characters and comps that could make good use of Numbani. It's really just a question of who does it better.
Yep. And it looks like Vancouver opts for defense.
Vancouver opting for defense certainly can work. Walling off people on Numbani with Hazard is I figure works probably pretty great. You can probably you know, close down that entire top side, the bottom side, you know, close off low ground on back side. I mean, there are so many different places that you can choke off with Hazard Wall, you know, and trap people in. I think that Hazard is absolutely a great pick here, but we'll see if this continues. We'll see if they keep running the Hazard or perhaps the Malga and what exactly their plan is. And we have a little bit of a production kerfuffle here. Unfortunately, it seems there are some incredibly important pictures that we haven't downloaded yet. Adbon coming out with the bruh in chat.
Yeah.
1, 2. A very classic move there from Adbon. Love that. You know, it really really shows the depth of his knowledge of this game. That solid bruh coming out, very rounded, very strong. Really shows his mastery of the game and true and deep understanding of not just the game but the lore, the design of Overwatch. And we're just talking here. We're just passing the time. You know, we could talk about the match, but let's talk about Adbon. And we are a go. We are a go. Thank you very much for bearing with us here on stream. We appreciate each and every one of you. But especially Adbon, you know. Sorry, Fraudbon.
Fraud.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Adbon, of course, enjoying long walks on the beach and chewing bubble gum. Very classic Adbon behavior. So, what do you think we see? What do you think we see here on Numbani, currently with Vancouver being a 1-0 up here in the series in maps? What do
Well,
we
I was
got?
gonna say normally you see like Doomfist, Monkey, or Diva, something like dive, so you can get to these high grounds, especially on this first point. But now with Hazard, I think he's actually really good because he's like a mixture of brawl and like highly mobile dive kind of. So we'll see.
Alright.
It looks like they're running the Hazard, and it looks like Chicago's running the Doomfist. I don't know about the rest of their team comp.
I'm not entirely sure. What counts as what counts as a counter to Hazard?
Hazard. I don't really know yet. 'Cause, like,
Hazard?
I would say hog, but like you can't really, because it's a resource bar. It's not like Doomfist block where you can just like hook him out of it and it's gone.
Very interesting. And certainly could make sense shutting down that movement. As both teams really just poking out at one another here. Chicago going that top side push, the classic. Rico admitting to harassing Smooth in the chat. We are all witnesses. Sorry about that. You are Overwatch. And we are punching in. Ghostface deciding to abort. And that Tracer now really not gonna make any headway as Soupcan gets picked out by Andrew. Very nice there. On the side of Andrew, Ghostface getting a great punch into the back line there. Fantastic stuff. Working with Blue Jay to get those picks. And now's a great time to go to point.
Adbon doesn't get him.
I mean, he's attempting to get the pick onto the Hazard. Unfortunately, almost getting picked himself here. Very, very, very low. Soupcan taking out Adbon. And Ghostface goes down. I mean, he did his work though. He got his one. Recon taking out Icy Smooth, jumping off the map, I believe. Or dying to dynamite. Andrew falling to Soupcan. I think we might have a take here from Chicago.
I think so.
Oh
no, Hazard's like kind of he's stalling.
Is it possible? I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I think they looked at each other there for a few seconds. Perhaps whispered sweet words of love, but big coming down, taking the Ana off the high ground. What an ult there coming out from Identity as picks come out on both sides, and it's him 1v2. Does he win this 1v3? I don't think so.
I think he's backing up.
I think he is backing up, and I think Chicago might finally have point.
No, he's touching.
Oh no, they don't. The recontest. Fantastic pick from Icy onto Soupcan, and
Ghostface still falls super low, and they get him. And it's just Blue Jay left.
Pick onto Andrew though, and oh
Blue
man,
Jay falls low.
did they manage to take this? Oh no!
Recalled.
Oh my goodness, it's playing games at this point. Blue Jay going down, and do they finally back up? I think they're going to be forced to. With a pick on Deflatter Weevil, I think that's going to be too much. They're only going to have 3, but 2 ticks here with a minute left on the side of Chicago. Absolutely, and
I mean, this is definitely one of the hardest points to take, even after the map change.
Very true, but pretty much 5 ults here on the side of Chicago to Vancouver's 3, and everybody starts pressing Q. Here it goes. No time wasted. Ghostface goes down. Recon falling, Blue Jay after that, Flatter Weevil, and that is I don't know why that's so difficult to say, and Flatter Weevil. There you go. Weevil. Weevil.
It's Weevil. I think it would be Vile if there was a knee, but
It's what is Weevil if there is a. Anyways, Chicago pushing up underneath here for a final team fight here. They've got 5 seconds on the clock. Now in overtime, and Soupcan falling to Adbon, pulse bomb onto Smooth. Here's the big ult, and Adbon finds to pick out a Flatter Weevil. Unfortunately, no picks coming out here on the side of Chicago. As I say that, I mean they get 2.
Blue Jay.
And
it's just Ghostface now.
it's 2v2. We got 2v2 here.
Well,
oh man, pretty much a 1v1 from the tanks.
Well, now
Ghostface managed to live. Does he manage to live in time for Flatter Weevil to come back and get him? He does. I mean,
they need to kill Juno.
He needs to get on point. Oh no!
They C9.
Oh no! Ghostface missed the punch and ended up going off the point there.
Well, they got most of point 1, but so all Vancouver needs to do is get basically cap first.
Just cap. They need a full cap here, and you know they're gonna have the regular time to do it in. That was such a great contest though. It really was.
Yeah, they kept trying.
I'm loving the point presence here from Chicago.
I think this Hazard has been put in work, man. Like this ult is like it's like way better mail.
I mean, it is. I think the highlight on this map specifically from Identity was that ult onto Recon, I believe it was, on the Ana on high ground. Yeah. And he speared the Ana from the high ground onto the low ground and stuck her there. And you just gotta be thinking to yourself, I mean, I was positioned right, I was on the high ground, and oh my goodness, and I mean, that is, there you go, new character, new tech, you gotta learn it.
And there are some ways to block it. You can block. I found that you can block it with shield, Suzu, and like a couple other abilities. But like, yeah,
I'm sure we'll have a CarQ Mythbusters here coming in soon. You know. But here we go. And all they need to do here on the side of Vancouver is full take first point, and they have a second win here in maps. A tough hold here for Chicago, but it is doable. We've seen them get that fantastic, get those picks. They absolutely can do it. Athena, great punch onto Smooth. Adbon finding the pick onto Soupcan, so it.
Weevil goes so low, he falls. And it looks like it's the tank and Blue Jay left.
It certainly is. Adbon finding the pick onto Recon.
That's huge.
And I mean, this just might be a take. Ghostface low, falling to Icy. Blue Jay finding the pick onto Andrew.
Blue Jay stuck in that room.
And they get the first tick.
He has to back up and just wait.
I mean, it's second tick.
Like
Blue Jay going down, and that is going.
Oh, they got it.
The Hazard. Oh no, Vancouver taking map 2, going up 2-0 in maps here in the series here, week 6 versus the Chicago Syndicate.
Oh, and the newcomer getting the play.
There you go. Watch for this guy in the draft next season. Window Liquor. Let me correct that real quick.
All right. So where do you think Chicago takes them?
Honestly, interesting question. Not entirely sure. I really don't know. I don't know what a good non-hazard map would be. Maybe something like Circuit or something like that. But then you'd have to contend with Adbon on the hit scan. I mean, it's might not be a bad idea. You know, something with a bit longer sight lines, so you can't just get hazard diffed.
I don't know if that's the full, because like even then you can, with the hazard, you can like wall like ridiculously far. Um, so you can like wall off like somebody's sight line too. I don't know,
I mean,
but it might be a play to go to circuit or something, so at least he can't get over to you that fast.
it really, you know, there's just a number of maps that would allow you to just get further sight lines, but I mean I don't think they can play circuit, right? Um,
Mm.
so I'm not sure whether I'm not sure where they go. Flashpoint really isn't the answer.
Oh, it looks like they're going to Throne.
Throne of Anubis. Um, ooh,
This is definitely a this is definitely a hazard map. I don't know.
I I'm not sure this pick is going to be in Chicago's favor. Favor.
Favorite.
Um,
We'll see. I mean, it depends on what they do, because because you can definitely beat hazard here, but like this definitely seems like it's like small, enclosed angles. There's like a wall like that you can just like place easily and like block them all from coming in. Like it definitely seems like a hazard map.
I mean, the more enclosed space, the better Hazard's really gonna do, you know. Um, but to Cake in the chat, I do love you. I love all of you. Much love to all, and to all of the, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all that good stuff. But here we go. Throne of Anubis, a possible 3-0 here from Vancouver. Or maybe we see, you know, signs of life here on the side of Chicago.
Well, last week we saw sometime early. I think it was last week. We saw a reverse sweep in Emerald. Let's hope we see it here.
We've seen reverse sweeps before. You know, it would be. Hold on, hold the phone. No hazard, no identity on tank even.
Oh, the
Adbon. Oh no, Adbon. Adbon's had enough. Oh boy, Adbon's had enough. Oh yeah. Adbon. The moment you see Adbon on Malga, that means he's that's it. You know, he wants to get off the game. He's not interested. It's time to go Malga and finish this off. All right.
Finish the job.
You know, you don't like to see it, but it is what it is. An interesting pick here though.
Adbon jumps in. Yes. Blue Jay falls over.
Goodness. I was about to say that we got some interesting TPS picks here on the side of Chicago with Blue Jay and Supercan on the Junkrat venture respectively, but unfortunately, fell over almost immediately though. Unfortunately, caster curse. But we are moving here with a Vancouver take on first point, perhaps. Not quite. Ghostface here in the back line. Does he make it out? I think he just might. Adbon getting very low there. Oh my goodness. Finding the pick onto Supercan there on the lattice move.
He falls.
And they're equal now. They're equalized.
It's just identity.
And it's a 2v1 here. They still haven't taken point.
Now they're about to.
There we go.
We'll see. Well, they're actually about to touch.
No, no one's going to take
back.
point. I have never seen such a long fight for first point here.
Welcome to Clash, Adbon.
Yeah, I suppose. I just. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and he has all. Haha! Just for the ammo reload.
See it. Identity pick it up too there. And possible pick on the Supercan. Gets the pick onto Icy on the Kiri as Adbon's just holding up the front. Great pick onto Blue Jay, and I guess we're
Doomfist is ready to touch, it looks like.
Doomfist is ready to touch. I don't think he's going to be going in on this though. Yeah, that's not the smartest move. Does need to regroup with his team. Adbon very low. Adbon might get picked here. Manages to make it out. He certainly did. I think
Identity,
a bit of a
popping all,
preemptive ult there by
anybody?
Identity.
Identity
Might have
is.
fat fingered
Oh,
that
wait,
Q.
Doomfist falls off the map.
Doomfist,
No.
no! Oh, Ghostface.
Poor Ghost.
That's a heartbreak, and they're looking like they might take second point here as well. They're already pushing out halfway through.
And if you know anything about Clash, you know that they're gonna try and bait as many resources out of them as possible on this final point, but not end up taking it.
Very possible. It does look like they're going to at least try. I think Adbon a bit too aggressive here, though, perhaps.
Well, okay,
not
this
getting
was
punished
exactly
for
what
it.
they wanted. They got the coalescence out, and now they're backing up.
They certainly are. You weren't wrong. Backing up to that second point here.
We're like we did what we wanted. We baited out the ult.
Yep, and they're literally just gonna wait on the second point. They're not even gonna attempt to contest.
Yep, this is how you play Clash. You
Yep.
you play your first two. You bait out as many abilities as you can on the third. You come back and you have the ult advantage for the second point.
Absolutely. And Adbon looking to pick the Doomfist, saying hello to him. Oh, the BM. Oh my
he gets
goodness! He gets slapped inside of his own cage, but it doesn't
But he's
matter. They're
fine.
all
He
waiting
gets
around the
rooted.
corner. They've lined up perfectly for him, and they're gonna get a whole bunch of picks here. And now they're going to pull into this final point. No, they're not. They're just gonna keep farming.
No, they got
Age
Mog.
fucked me out. Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Let's see here. Ghost touches. They pop rush. Venture pops their ult. Venture
Yep.
super low, but okay. The beat comes out.
They're just waiting for the Venture to pop up, and
Set-
Venture
and-
goes down, and
looks like
they
they're gonna
get
get it.
point number 3.
And then they're gonna do the same thing again, assuming they're just gonna try and take this, and they have to push them off, preferably without ults.
They might. I don't think they stay at spawn. I think they're gonna fight.
Oh, and they're going Maga, and we've entered.
We have entered the Maga space. The Maga spheres come out. Adbon gets knocked off of point with a pick coming out onto Andrew. Too many question marks in the chat. That's what it was. And it looks like they might try to fight it.
They are. Look like the Maga duel. Haha.
True. I do love Maga Duel. It is completely brain dead.
Yeah. I hold left and right click at them. Okay,
You
they
hate to
nanoed
see
the
it.
Moira.
The Nano Moira is concerning to say the least.
Yeah. Ghostface is going up.
I think Adbon's just gonna run for it. Yes, he is. There he goes.
Oh, well, I mean, look at his ult charge, man.
I mean, true. Yeah.
He's like, I got what I needed.
How many cages can he throw off in a single game?
As many as he needs.
Yep. To Bowser in chat, no, it's not the first time he's played it. He played it against us as well. And then when we played it and beat him on it for the first time, he complained about it. So, he hates it. He hates playing Maga. It just means he's done with the match. Great tire coming out of Blue Jay.
He falls.
Adbon goes down. They're gonna get a point. They're gonna get that equalizer.
And this is the start of the reverse sweep. They have to.
Hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Well, this is the momentum changes on Clash. If you break this, like you see how they popped all their ults. Now they're up in the ult charge, the ult economy.
They certainly are, but it does. I don't know about reverse sweep here just yet. We're hoping for it. We'd love to see it.
Ghostface going in. He climbed.
And there it is.
Cage.
Immediate ults coming out. And that's going to be great. Fantastic stuff coming out there from Recon and Ghostface on the Malgamoira.
By the way, Adbon swapping to Queen. Falls.
No way. No way. Do we see them lose a map?
Well, this is what I
take
said.
it back.
This is what I said.
Sweep, reverse sweep.
This is what happens if you lose that. Like you saw how they were ahead. If you start losing that point and you use all your ults, then you're down because now they have all their ults to push you to the next 2 points. It's just
Absolutely.
this entire game is momentum and ult usage.
Oh no, Andrew! Just
Andrew
got
falls.
shot to the moon. I don't think he fell. I think he rose to heaven. And
Amon is going down slowly. He gets Susan though. He's
slowly
getting out.
going down, and I think Chicago takes this.
Not yet. Identity getting the ult though. They all fall
Identity
low.
does get the ult, but they're really just contesting. 3v3
Andrew
here.
falls low, and it's just
No
smooth.
tank though. No tank. And this
And
is
I think
going
they
to
get
be a map win.
I think so.
There you
unless-
go. Chicago Syndicate takes one.
This is how Clash is played, man.
Wow.
They lost that, and they get the momentum shift.
Oh no.
Haha.
Icy being mercilessly made fun of. That's what happens when you decide to not be owner of Overwatch anymore. You know, ancient beef here. That's what happens when we don't have a Lank Pings channel. So many different things going on here. I mean, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. It's terrible. It's just terrible. But talk to me about the series. We finally got a map here from Chicago. Is it the start of a reverse sweep on that map, or is it a start of a reverse sweep in the series? Perhaps.
We'll see. And let's see what map they take them to next. I think. Let me take a look at the map pool here.
What do we see? That's the question.
Well, we took the control. They did a hybrid, and they just did clash. So they have a pick between push and escort.
Okay, and then what do you think? Which one?
If I'm Chicago just won, so Vancouver gets the pick. I mean, I would probably take them to like circuit or something where they can't run. Because Adbon just on the Widow is just kind of broken. But also you can play
Send
the
them
tank
to
still.
circuit.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, but I mean it's up to them. Like they can run Rialto too. And push is also good, but I don't know if they want to run push.
You say that.
Oh well, I guess so. They're running Coliseo. There we go.
You say that, but got another thing coming here apparently.
There we go.
As it looks like we're headed to Coliseo.
And this is
a strong match for both teams. I mean, we know very well Ghostface has a JQ to be afraid of. And this absolutely is a map JQ could do some work on.
at the same time, Hazard can also really work here.
Very true. Very true.
Let's see what they run.
Very, very interested to see this matchup. The question is, of course, who is Hazardous Claw? We don't know. No idea who that is. And here we go. I mean, as the seconds tick down here. Identity going on that brand flashy, new, organic, free range, cage free, Hazard.
He's a hazard to us.
I don't know about a Hazard to us. Hopefully, a Hazard to the other team. I think we're safe here in the casting booth. I checked with security earlier. I'd ask Jace Westler again.
And we got the Maga. All right.
And Ghostface
like I said earlier,
Maga.
I
Oof.
think that Maga is a really good counter to Hazard, because like the only thing he can do is wall you off, and that's about it. But you can press your...
I just hate Maga. I mean, there's nothing more or less to be said.
You say ha ha, and then run into their back line.
Exactly. Yeah, you just voice line and go in. But here we go. I mean, we are a definitive go here.
He falls low though. falls.
A sweep here on the side of Chicago coming straight out of the gate with Identity managing to get out a pick on Ghostface, but then following up onto Adbon and going straight on through.
That's fine. The Maga made enough space that they can just like push in.
Absolutely. You know, I'm loving the fact that even with a sub, they're putting in this much work. You know,
Yeah.
it's so great to see.
I don't think I've ever seen this guy, but you know what? He's been putting in work, so that's fine.
And Identity going in on this back line, and just getting run away from here. They want nothing to do with that hazard. And you can't really blame him, as Ghostface decides to go in and gets almost immediately melted for his troubles.
Yep, but then he says haha and his health stays stable.
And Blue Jay taking out Icy there in the back line. Icy, unfortunately, it seems like
Hazard's going in, Hazard's low.
And
says, "Haha,"
Hazard
again,
about
and
to
he falls.
fall, and Ghostface takes out Identity. Fantastic pick from Adbon onto Blue Jay.
And, oh my
For the
god, the
trade,
double
and
stop!
oh my, Ghostface!
The double stop!
Oh, he sat on him. My guy just absolutely sat on them.
Reminds me of my excursions in open queue. I got like a 4-man stomp, but you know this isn't a league match.
This is just a bit scary to see here. And I mean, Ghostface finally going down, but the amount of space that he's made has allowed them to take first objective here. And we are, I mean, Vancouver has bought, but
there's the
they've
ult.
got a tire here on the side of Chicago.
I hear
Where's
it.
it going? Uh-oh.
I
Oh,
guess
no,
Adbon.
Adbon.
It felt targeted.
And
Blue Jay gets another.
Blue Jay manages to take down Smooth, takes down Identity, Ghostface takes out Icy, and Chicago trying to walk back onto point like they always had it.
I don't know about you, but this is starting to you know, knock on wood.
It's starting to look
it's
like the Chicago show is what it's starting to look like.
Yeah, it looks like they found the answer. Oh, tear them down. Did he get anybody? He got one.
I did, and that's going to be 2 down there on the side of Chicago as they try to just get out of this. And they managed to make it out with everybody. I mean, Hazard chasing this, you know, their Identity, and is he going to manage to get Ghostface? That's really the question. And Ghostface makes it out by the skin of his teeth.
And you know what? There's 4 ults on the side of Chicago to 3 ults on the side of Vancouver. Oh, and there's the Mugga ult. A Bob, but they just killed Smooth.
Great Ajax, and they managed to make
And
it right on through.
They beat it though.
Certainly did. And Blue Jay picking up too. And
It's just
Chicago,
Andrew and they fall. Chicago went up behind Identity's back.
It's just too strong. Blue Jay absolutely pops off here. Fantastic
they go
play
back.
coming out from Chicago.
And they go back up. They said, "This is my point," and they walk forward.
They are just winning here. That's what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, they swapped the diva. The counters are coming out.
And here we go. You know, 5.5 minutes left in this match. Identity takes out Blue Jay. We're picked straight onto Adbon from that soup can. And Ghostface just goes all the way in. And they're pushing bot into final zone here.
Well, they're kind of waiting. It looks like they gotta back up now because their entire team is back. So they're kind of stabilizing. They're pushing a little bit further. And Identity's back in the tank form. Let's see what they do. They slept him, antied his ass.
What? And
He's nanoed though.
Smooth managing to pick up 2, but Soup Can followed up. Andrew picks out Soup Can. And Chicago on the back foot here for just a little bit. Is it going to be enough? Identity getting demeched. And they're just keeping up Ghostface. I mean, Ghostface should have died 10 times already.
Yeah,
And
whenever you say something, it happens. You know.
I've just gotta stop talking. Is what's gonna happen. You know. Oh my goodness. All right. You know what? Well, I'm gonna say this. My prediction is that in 4 minutes, there's no way Vancouver manages to take this back.
I don't think so. But you know what? We've seen it come back. Let's. Oh.
Not with these devious Blue Jay tires, you know?
Oh,
doesn't manage to get anybody, but manages to get Chicago back onto that robot.
Yeah, it forces them to back up.
It certainly does. The Space Maker.
Back up or die.
And Adbon takes out Flatter Weevil. Don't tell me I cast or curse this. Don't tell me I cast or curse this. I do not. Adbon goes down. They're now even 5-5. Sorry, 4-4 here.
Super low, but he's getting healed up. Diva
Identity taking out Recon. Ghostface taking out Smooth. It's still even. And
no Suzu.
Attempting to get the pick out onto Identity. Does not work. And Vancouver are going to push this. Do they know that Chicago's waiting right here for them? And
Adbon, you're not leaving.
Oh, Adbon, you are done. Good night, says Chicago, as they take Adbon out of the game.
You think Diva's an answer?
Hey, they used 2 ults to do it, but it's 240 something, and they got the entire map's worth of bot. It really doesn't matter.
Ghostface falls finally.
Smooth managing to pick up a pick onto Recon. Soupcan taking out Andrew. And we've got a very interesting 1v1 here.
Yeah.
Does the Venture die is the question.
I mean,
and the Venture makes it out.
Kinda. He's back.
You know, honestly, this is the story of this map here with Chicago. It's a story of them living 10 times longer than they should.
Yeah. There's the Bob, so that they can
there is indeed the Bob. And, I mean, we've now got a Genji coming out from Adbon, all sorts of chicanery. And Blue Jay falls to Identity, the D-Mech coming out. I mean, the anti onto Ghostface. He finally goes down, Identity's down, no tanks on the field. Soupcan falling to Smooth. And Vancouver...
finally getting progress.
Vancouver have finally gotten some progress here. It's not. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be nearly enough.
I mean,
they got less than a minute and a half left.
The best part is that they got past that middle choke, which is the hardest part to get past in the game.
I mean, I suppose, but I mean, I feel like the hardest thing to get is just that final push in. But you know, it's yeah. There you go. Malga versus Malga.
Yep. And there's a tire.
The pick's coming out. DPS ults. I mean, there's less than a minute left here. I mean, listen, Chicago's taking this. I don't cast or curse this one. I don't. Chicago takes this. We get a game 5. Yeah.
I think so. We're running it back. Now the question is,
give us the game 5. But to be entirely fair, if Adbon gets reverse swept with a sub on the other team, I don't think we'll see Adbon in UR Overwatch anymore. I love him, but you know,
I think it's
Adbon trying to make it happen with a pick out onto Recon. Asleep on the Ghostface doing work. Great work there from Andrew.
Blue Jay's super low. They get him.
Smooth pushing through. Great work there from Andrew. And now we hit overtime. Vancouver has possession of the bot, but they cannot get off of it.
They have another 80 meters.
Should they get off of it? The moment they get off of it, we go to a game 5. Should they all die or they get off that point? Game 5 happens here. But there, I think they're going to get spawn here. And
they do.
All right. Now Ghostface is trapped. Oh, Ghostface, no. Does he make it? Sorry, I mean, Identity makes it out. Fantastic picks coming out onto Recon and Blue Jay. My bad on the call there. Ghostface just sitting on top waiting. Icy taking out Dap Soup Can. They're not pushing. Chicago is waiting.
Well, they're waiting for their opportunity to rush in 5-man at the same time. Pop.
And
Okay, there's Bob.
Bob gets immediately slept. Goes
But
back up.
It's fine.
And they're pushing across bridge.
They shred it though.
Soup Can finally takes it out, and here we go. Juno Identity directly in the middle of it. Oh no, traps the whole team. Are they going to be able to take out Ghostface here? They are not.
No.
And
Just
Chicago,
Icy.
the Chicago clean house. Do they? Yeah, they could. They just might. Does Icy live?
Icy's on it. They got close.
They certainly did. But
And we're going
here
to
we go.
game 5.
We are going with a substitute on the side of Chicago. We are going to a game 5. And the possibility of Chicago with a substitute being able to reverse sweep Vancouver. To say that this is not what we were expecting is a severe understatement. This is, I'm gonna be honest. I love a game 5. Yeah, there's no way that you won't get me to enjoy a game 5. Here we go. We've got content. Whatever it is, like and subscribe. I don't know what we got here in Overwatch. I don't know where the money goes.
All the money goes towards the skins, man.
It's okay. They could be watching. They could be watching this, or they could be watching the Game Awards. This is definitely more important.
I didn't even watch the Game Awards today.
Apparently, everybody forgot it was the Game Awards. It's the only reason we're here. It's the only reason we have a match. Is everybody forgot the Game Awards was happening.
Yeah.
Not don't look at the fact that they got about a third of a million views on Twitch right now. So thank you for the bits, Tracer Racer. We appreciate the money. We will not be giving that to Blue Jay. Blue Jay is not getting that. Just want to make sure you cannot give bits to players. All that money goes to me. It's for my lunch fund.
If you want to give it to Blue Jay, hand deliver it.
If you want to give it to Blue Jay, give it to me. I'll hand deliver it. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Ham Sandwich Game. Not sure. This game is for Abrubalubalos. I just want to say thank you, my dear sweet Munchkin. Thank you very much to Ghostface. You absolutely can buy my favor, although I cannot advertise this for legal reasons on any UR-related streams. So here we go. We are heading to an exciting, an anticipated, an unexpected, highly anticipated, yet in some ways unexpected, Game 5.
And I think the only one they have left is Escort.
That's it. Yeah, it's true. It's Escort or bust. Flashpoint and Escort. We hate Flashpoint. It'll be Escort.
Yeah.
So
well, no. Clash and Flashpoint are comp together.
You're right. Flash and Clashpoint are one and the same. But here we go. Rialto will be the wonderful scenes of Rialto here are going to be where we end our series for tonight. Running, over an hour at this point. Love to see that. And will we see this go to an overtime? Will we see both of these teams push all the way to the end? Find out more in our next episode of Vancouver versus Chicago here on UR Overwatch.
And it looks like Chicago picks attack, so
Chicago Prod R Chicago.
they're ready to mog. All right, so it seems like we're seeing another
Chicago ready to mog.
We're having another mog meta.
Love, you know what? At this point, I'll take anything.
Despite it being Maga duels, I think it's actually been very fun to watch.
So here we go. Here we go.
Now, I expect
The
to probably
sun
see a
setting in the
Widow.
background. Sun setting or sun rising? It's
Yep,
sunset.
they're both Widows. Yep.
And we got the Widow matchup, Blue Jay versus Smooth, Ghostface on the Sigma.
I think that's gonna help a lot, especially to like block off the other Widow, so you get to have your Widow take advantage.
Absolutely.
We'll see, but they both have a Sigma now, so we'll see. It's a Sigma
And
duel.
we'll see both Sigmas comparing their cosmetics in the middle of the map. Really kind of mirror comps here coming out in a lot of ways, right? You know, about
Yeah.
half this comp is being mirrored. The Juno, the Widow, the Sigma.
Oh, Toucan swaps to the Hanzo.
Double
Yeah,
sniper
double sniper.
coming out here from Chicago with Iana, and then Farah and Kiri on the side of Vancouver. And we are a go. Smooth, the first pick out on the Blue Jay.
That's big. But that, I mean, honestly, Blue Jay gets the spawn back and spawn, so it's not a very.
He does. Smooth takes out that soup can for 2 picks here on the side of Vancouver.
If Blue Jay gets Smooth, that's a lot bigger picks because he has to come back from defender spawn, which is way further.
Absolutely, but oh
And
my
Smooth
goodness!
picks him again. The double diff.
Oh my goodness!
You know that signal. Get off, Widow.
It might be more prudent to just go for a dive here.
Maybe.
They're
I don't
still
know.
looking for
They're
it.
still pushing like cart around the corner. So slowly.
I mean, they are indeed, but oh, Adbon finally
and
going down on a pick for Chicago as Smooth
gets
gets another on
recon.
the recon. I mean, they're trading, but
But
that
they're getting
Hanzo's
around.
coming
But
up in
they've
the back
gotten around
line.
the corner now. So
They have, and the Hanzo in the back line. Do they know he's there? Smooth picks out
picks another.
Ghostface. And they're aware of the Hanzo. They know the Hanzo's there now. Uh-oh, you gotta get out of there. They're not chasing after Soup Can, though. Smart, holding that angle onto mid. Waiting for him to push them. Do they manage to get any further picks here? We are waiting with bated breath.
Blue Jay is kind of holding this off angle, hoping to get a pick.
And Identity gets hit off.
He falls
Great
low.
push there from Chicago. They're going to start melting Identity. Don't manage to finish it off. Smooth
they get
picking
another.
up
Blue Jay
one.
finally
Blue
picks
Jay
up.
finally taking out Smooth.
That's a big pick. Now they can push forward.
Absolutely, but Adbon trading out onto Blue Jay. Icy going down there in the interim. And a pick onto Flatter Weevil. But Ghostface is making it out with a point as Soupcan picks up the kill onto Identity.
Abon low.
And
Abon
that's
falls.
it. I mean, I think... I don't think there's really anything more that they can do here on the side of Vancouver for the moment.
They might be able to touch.
They're not even going to try to
Looks like
touch.
they're going to.
Nope,
Okay.
they're going to back straight up.
And
start
we're back
fighting
to the
his
Widow
1v.
duel.
We certainly are. I think we might see it for this entire map. It is certainly
no one
possible.
can hide from my sight.
And Blue Jay popped sights.
BJ does. Ghostface coming in through the back here.
Sigma ult.
And
Falls low.
beautiful,
Oh my god,
beautiful combo.
Big combo.
Great combo there from Soup Can and Ghostface. And Adbon upset here in the chat, saying that he was on the screen. BJ claiming he blinked right at him. And here we go. I mean, Chicago slowly moving on this point B.
And Ghostface gets Icy.
Ghostface does take out Icy. Identity looking for the slam there. Doesn't manage to get any picks. Andrew managing to kill one. Adbon on a second.
Adbon falls.
Ghostface takes out Adbon though and is now nanoed. Do they manage to get the pick out onto Andrew and Identity?
Well,
I
they
don't
popped
necessarily
Juno.
know if they
I
managed to
don't.
do it.
I don't think he's going to. I think he's just gonna wait it out.
I think
Looks
I
like
think
it.
they're gonna wait for their team to come back here, but no, they might try to early push. Ghostface certainly moving out, and now that their whole team's back, no reason not to go in. And the Widow having a hard time here from Blue Jay finding an angle onto this Vancouver team. Neither team getting a pick though just quite yet. Jump shot doesn't find anybody. Tries to get the pick out onto Smooth, does not happen. And Ghostface might get picked here.
Super low.
Very low here, but the Juno ult saving them. And they are a go.
They pop the Sigma.
2 up.
Andrew
Going down.
Two.
Icy going down. Ghostface is
Add-on
one.
super
Gets
low.
picked by the Venom Mine. And Identity completely alone here in the back line. Does manage to live though. Takes out Soup Can. They will
I'm
regroup.
going in.
And with a minute 30 something left here, Chicago have to regroup.
And that Soup swaps to a Sojourn.
Fantastic
It's basically
swap
a
there.
mirror at this point.
It is. We
except
are
for-
now,
except
other
for
than the
Kiri and
Anakiri, yep, we are at a full mirror.
And Icy
Blue
falls.
Jay, great pick there onto Icy. That early pick going to be huge for them as they try to push in now. Smooth taking out Recon though. And here we go. We are a go. Both Sojourns fighting it out. Andrew managing to take the win there. Out on the
Popping
Soup Can.
Signal. I don't know if he gets anybody with it. That doesn't seem like it.
I think that Chicago needs to regroup immediately. Otherwise, Vancouver are going to just stuff them.
Smooth
As
gets a pick.
Smooth picks out Recon again on the Juno. And they're trying to
Keep
push
him
high ground.
on.
Identity behind them. They don't see him. And Ana gets picked. Smooth finishing out the pick on a Blue Jay. And with less than 30 seconds here, Chicago are looking scattered. Oh no, they realize that Ghostface is there. Are going to go straight out on him, get the pick for their troubles. The ultra aggressive play paying off. Adbon does pick
And
up
they have
2
10
there.
seconds. They have to push here.
They
have to touch.
that they do not touch. There's no way they get to that point.
I don't think.
Nah,
Wait,
there's
Doom?
no way.
Doom?
There's
Doom?
no way. Just no
No,
way.
barely.
The attempt was made, but it falls a bit flat. A decent push, not an incredible push, and it's going to be a bit rough to hold, but definitely
they could.
winnable.
It's definitely
Definitely
winnable if they
winnable
hold
here
him at
for
that
Chicago.
first choke or whatever.
Absolutely, but Vancouver here, strong showing there on the defense.
I definitely Smooth like picking off Blue Jay early, and then he kind of cleaned up from there. If Blue Jay gets a
Absolutely.
few more picks on the Widow and like wins that 1v1, I think they have it.
And then Adbon with that, picking it up on the Sojourn there at the end.
Yeah.
Great work from Identity on the positioning. The aggression really paying off for them there at the end of that round. As both teams, coming out. I'm assuming the comps will stay relatively the same. Soup Can now on the May. Hanzo coming out from Blue Jay.
Blue Jay. That's interesting.
And Adbon on the Genji. Seen it once already, and we'll see what we get here from Smooth. And there it is, a classic dive. Winston Tracer. Haven't seen a Winston yet from Identity. Adbon is going to switch to the Echo. I was expecting that. That's a bit more of a classic pick for him. And we're going to get a pretty classic dive versus what looks like a poke comp from Chicago.
That'll be very difficult for them to hold. I imagine that the May walls are going to have to be huge, or they're going to probably get run over by the dive.
Absolutely. And we are a go. Winston immediately going high ground, trying to get the pick on a Blue Jay. Does secure the high ground here for Vancouver by Identity. As Smooth waiting there to push the back line. Blue Jay holding the angle. While Ghostface and the rest of them do hold main. Blue Jay coming around the side there. Gonna get some damage out onto Identity. Doesn't necessarily manage to do it. 1v1 between Smooth and Blue Jay. Great pick from Blue Jay onto Smooth. Fantastic one-shot headshot there. Love to see it. Did manage to take out Admiral earlier, but Blue Jay's going to fall to the dive from Identity. They realize that the snipers just have to go, and dive is a great answer, as it always has been. As Soupcan manages to take out Adbon, they're now even.
Big.
4v4 here.
Sukan's kind of in there, but he's getting healed. He's using Ice Block to get back.
He is, but he's going to
And
get
follows
taken out
up.
almost immediately by Andrew. And I mean, this is
looking like Vancouver push here. I think they're gonna get first unless maybe they get
unless
back.
Chicago can regroup and regain. I mean, this is going to be a hard-fought battle for them.
They have 2.5 minutes left, and they're almost already at the. Okay, Andrew does get Blue Jay, so that's. Oh, big mail.
Coming out. Ghostface is pretty much won though. The whole backline getting rolled here by Identity and Adbon. And...
Identity. Oh, Sigma.
Oh,
Sigma
no.
dies. That's unfortunate.
Oh goodness.
Is there a term for Ajax for Sigma?
I mean, I'm not sure what that is. I think that's going to indicate a switch here, maybe. Doesn't switch out. We saw him
no.
pause there and then keep going. Looks like they decided against it. They will continue with the Sigma into this comp. I'm not sure if it's going to continue working. I'd opt for something more like a Roadhog or something like that. Would be difficult with the Ana, but they do have the Kiri to make up for it.
Not sure.
And fantastic pick out here from Blue Jay onto Smooth. Does it again. There's a good reason here that they are running this dive, as Blue Jay almost gets picked out of the back by Identity.
Falls low, but he gets healed back up.
And they're still holding up main here. Time ticking down 3:51, a very good chunk of time here for Vancouver as both teams go to war here. Junowalt coming out, Primal engage, great
Ooh,
pulse there onto Blue Jay, and go, I mean, the
Wait, they're
teams
even.
do equalize here, they are even, but Identity just managing to do so much
But he
work
has a
on the
nano.
kill stream.
Ghostface does have a nano.
Ghostface does have the nano, doesn't manage to get any picks. Identity picking up another. And I think it's just going to be Ghostface here, slowly getting picked out. It does end up happening, and they're down a tank. As
like
Vancouver push the last of this point in, the Identity
touch.
show continues. And
Evil's trying to touch next. He's gonna have to.
That's going to be
He's in.
game over here.
Wait, no, they get back. The tank's back.
They do, but I mean, they're at this point,
They're alone.
it's
Blue Jay's back.
unless you manage to get any picks here.
No, it's just a tank, and they get it. Vancouver.
In a hard-fought series.
But they do get it. And you know they run the dive. You know, if I was Chicago, I might have swapped off of the poke there at the end there, but
I mean, I saw, you know, we saw Ghostface pause for a second and spawn, think about it, and then say, we'll continue as it is. But Chicago putting up such an amazing showing in this matchup, really putting, I mean, Vancouver being put on the back foot here so much. The last thing we were expecting, especially with a sub, I mean, hats off to Chicago here. What a fantastic play. You know, we saw Vancouver ease up a little bit, probably expected we were going to get an easy match, you know, see the sub, and then have to deal with, you know, a very strong showing here on the side of Chicago. You know, it really is such a testament to how strong this team is. You know, it really for a second looked like we might have that, you know, true series reverse sweep, and I'm certain that Vancouver saw it that way as well.
yeah, they were really close. I think the only difference was that Smooth got like a few more picks on that at least on that defense, to like hold for much longer on first point.
True, but
because when he got 3 and then you know they had to wait, and then when Blue Jay did finally get those picks, then they cleaned up. But
I mean, it was a fantastic series, and we always love a game 5, no matter when it is, except when there's 7. You know, when it's a best of 7, then we like a best of 7. You know, So with that, I think that's going to be all we have for tonight. I have been Arunos,
I'm Dragon Master.
and that's it from us. You guys, we'll see you in the next one.
Have a good night, guys.